India's retail inflation rose to 3.93% in May, moving closer to Reserve Bank of India's medium-term target of 4%. The latest inflation data marks the first time in 5 months that the Consumer Price Index or CPI has approached the RBI's target level. The figures indicate a slight increase in price pressures across the economy. Inflation had remained below the 4% mark in recent months. However, the latest reading shows that a gradual rise in consumer prices. Retail inflation is measured through the Consumer Price Index. It tracks changes in the prices of goods and services commonly used by households. The indicator is closely watched by policymakers, businesses and consumers. The RBI aims to keep inflation at 4% with a tolerance band of 2 percentage points on either side. Maintaining stable inflation is considered important for economic growth and consumer confidence. Economists say the rise in inflation could be linked to changes in food prices and seasonal factors. Food items play a major role in determining the overall inflation in India. Any increase in the prices of vegetables, fruits, or other essentials can significantly impact the CPI. Despite the increase, inflation remains within the RBI's comfort range. Analysts believe the current level does not pose an immediate concern. However, future trends will be closely monitored, especially during the monsoon season. The movement of inflation is important because it influences monetary policy decisions. The RBI considers inflation trends while deciding the interest rates. Higher inflation can limit the scope for rate cuts, while lower inflation may provide room for policy support. The latest data comes at a time when the Indian economy continues to show resilience. Consumer demand remains steady in several sectors. Businesses are also keeping a close watch on inflation trends to assess future cost and pricing strategies. Financial markets reacted cautiously to the data. Investors often track inflation figures because they provide signals about future policy actions by the central bank. Stable inflation is generally viewed as positive for economic planning. Experts believe weather conditions and agriculture output will play a key role in determining the inflation levels in the coming months. A normal monsoon can help improve crop production and keep food prices under control. Any weather-related disruptions, however, could lead to the price fluctuations. Consumers may not immediately notice major changes in everyday expenses. However, inflation affects purchasing power over time. Rising prices can increase the cost of household goods and services. The government and the RBI will continue to monitor inflation developments closely. Policymakers are expected to balance growth objectives with the need to maintain price stability. For now, India's retail inflation remains below the RBI's target level. Yet the rise to 3.93% in May signals that price pressures are gradually increasing. Future data releases will be watched carefully for signs of the next inflation trend. Stay tuned with us for more updates. To like, comment, share and subscribe the channel.